you know, fiery, real pushy legislation was supposed to pass, and it didn't. So it's a different situation in Ohio, but I understand what happened in Wisconsin.
And no for the bus.
Yeah, that's what I put down. No. No.
Do you get a sense right now?
Weston didn't want that on the ballot, but that stupid Michael Moran, who's a real Democratic, little liberal sympathizer, the judge, that used to be a public defender, which he never was good at either.
Governors like Walker come
wouldn't let him take it off of her. But Weston didn't want it on there.
Bus or get run over, and then you don't include the people in the process, then they backlash and they use their constitutional rights. They use any rights that they can. And so Ohio was a different situation, as I explained. We had an issue rather than a person. And so 61% of the people said they didn't believe that the legislation should pass, and those 61% of people just aren't union people. They're people in general that realize that it was an unwarranted attack and that the unions were already taking plenty of concessions, and now in Ohio we're working together, both Republicans and Democrats, to try to deal with the pension system. And I think that Kasich, after
this is going to sweep around the country. They've already said this was the major battle.
That's the approach that he should have taken in the first place with Senate Bill 5, and I think there would have been some different things occurring. People were willing to take hits. They were really they understood what the economy was handing them, and so when you stuff things down people's throats, you know, they backlash, and that's what happened in Wisconsin. That's what happened in Ohio.
Yes, Walker. All right, Joe, thank you very much. Joe Schiavone. I want to show you, this is the scene in Walker headquarters right now, where we can now officially report that Governor Scott Walker has survived. He told me yesterday when I was interviewing him that he was
let those little liberal bitches get out of our lives.
Nice margin.
No more of their bullshit.
It looks like he has at least won by within the poll margins that had first been indicated. And that is comfortably. Not that the razor tick election, some thought. Governor Scott Walker surviving a recount. This could be a major blow
to the Obama administration,
to Democrats in general. They poured a lot of money and effort into this. Many argue that they rallied around, if you think about it, Tom Barrett, the mayor of Milwaukee, too late, that really cost them valuable time. And the bottom line is that by rallying around the Democrat here, that was time that gave the Scott Walker forces a chance to mobilize, and Walker has indeed survived. Now, we should be hearing from Governor Walker very shortly, and that's why
she won't know who said that. She doesn't know yet. My mom.
As well as to make a sense of something you might not be appreciating here. I'm not saying we're knocking and stuff, but there is a silent call over this crowd below me here as the word begins to filter out that their nemesis, a guy they did not want to see survive this recall count, has indeed had, and if our numbers are right, comfortably so. So the word is just filtering out down below me that Scott Walker has survived all of this. I've got Tim Belletti, the former Minnesota governor, the former presidential candidate, joining me. And Governor, a lot of these folks are shocked. They can't believe this. They knew it and seen some of the polls, but they were convinced and thought throughout that the get out the vote led by unions would get Scott Walker out of office. Didn't happen. What do you make of it?
Well, it's a watershed moment, Neil, for Wisconsin and for our country. And what you have is elections and politics ultimately are like a market. And when you have excess, the market adjusts. And in this case, you had government unions overplaying their hand, getting better benefits and deals than the people paying the bill. And the people of Wisconsin and ultimately the people in this country are saying,
Governor,
enough.
I'm sorry,
enough.
Sir, I don't want to interrupt you. I apologize. But the lieutenant governor has been elected as well in this recall, in this possible anomaly, where Rebecca Clayfish could have been defeated, and you could have a Republican governor and a Democratic lieutenant governor. They're normally voted as a pair on a ticket in a recall election. That is not the case. They each voted on individually. I'd raised that potential with the lieutenant governor earlier today. She said it ain't going to happen, Neil. I'm paraphrasing here. She said it isn't going to happen. But the bottom line is, it didn't happen, and she and the governor elected. What do you call that, governor? You're not reelected, right? But you're still elected or something like that. I gotta get the jargon right.
No, you're
but bottom line, you're not surprised. You're not recalled. You're talking about, what are you making it again?
No, we gotta get.
I'm not surprised at all. I was with Governor Walker campaigning with him a couple of days last week. I was around Wisconsin and could sense and feel, number one, his strength, but the people saying, look, the sky didn't fall. These reforms are working. They're seeing real benefits of it. They had a deal in Wisconsin, one of many examples where school districts had to buy health insurance from a union-dominated one monopoly health insurance company. When they opened that up to market forces, it saved millions, tens of millions of dollars, and people are seeing property tax relief from that. One of many, many examples where the unions had a stranglehold on common sense, on markets, on fiscal discipline. They